What's going on, guys? It's your boy Aaron, a.k.a. Turtle the Ascended, and we are here with technical topic numero 5.
Cinco.
Shiny Wizard.
Alright. So, like I said, last week I couldn't get one up. I had some personal matters to attend to, so I appreciate you guys hanging in there. Please tell 2 friends about this channel and subscribe and like. Enjoy these videos, you know what I'm saying? If you tell 2 friends, tell them they better tell 2 friends. And if they don't tell 2 friends, beat their ass. So
yeah, tell 2 friends. Tell 2 friends.
Tell 2 friends. Yeah.
Y'all lame. Alright, let's run down the technicians again and again.
You already know. Nandaru Shingo Skitarata. Anna Piwandaru Shingo de or Birdie Butter Banger Brown.
Man, you really sound like you've broken the celery stalk on the back of a sea urchin.
What?
Alright, Rolf.
The fact that I didn't mess up was so fire.
Right.
Alright, so that's Bird Dude.
We're gonna call him Mr. Bird Doodoo.
Hold on, now.
I'm playing. No, it's Raha the King, aka Ra, aka Raja, aka get him, doggy.
AKA I got bras in Atlanta.
Ooh, hey.
Profile picture of Panda.
Ooh.
Profile picture of Panda.
Look at that picture of Panda.
And you already know me, Shadowfallz.
I mean, do we?
As in Shadow the Hedgehog
yeah.
falls all the time.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadowfallz. I am finally going to restart stuff on Twitch, so catch me on Twitch. Shadowfallz _TW for Twitch. And your boy just hit Vindicator on Tekken, so fuck them green ranks. They ain't shit.
Hey, so you know what we say about yellow ranks? Now you play Tekken.
Facts.
Shit, you still green rank? You don't play Tekken. You just looking at the hoe.
Damn. Alright, well, I guess I'm playing the game now.
Hey, Tech, you gotta get up there, dog. So you can be playing Tekken.
I'll be up there eventually, I guess.
Bet. Alright, so today we're taking a topic of Star Wars.
Star Wars, man, a very sensitive topic, honestly, because that's such a beloved type of genre or
Beloved or
franchise.
cursed, depends on which side you're on.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Alright,
That'll be a good one.
so I asked at least Tank and Raha, and they said they don't really have a favorite Star Wars character. So since we around here don't really have too many favorites in the Star Wars series, I guess, then we'll do it like this. What is your favorite Star Wars movie or episode?
Mine is definitely.
Wait. Actually, let me rephrase that.
Oh.
What is your favorite Star Wars media piece? And by that, I mean, like,
I think
what favorite movie, television variant series, book, whatever.
Yeah.
I know. Hey, you should know. It's Star Wars, the Clone Wars, brother. Like,
free.
That's my favorite, man. The cartoon Star Wars, the Clone Wars.
Which one?
The
3D looking one or the straight up cartoon?
The cartoon.
The 2D?
Yeah. I mean, the 3D one is good too, but the cartoon one was just, that was OD. Like, that was I don't. Words don't describe how incredible like the fights were. Like looking at like Mace Windu take on like armies of folk, General Grievous and the thing, like incredible. Star Wars, Clone Wars.
I'm not mad at that one. That was the one on Cartoon Network, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I gotta say, I like the 3D cartoon actually better. Like
Which is good, honestly.
The 2D one's pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, but I don't know the 3D one. Like when they were finessing in that and did like the Force and all that, it looked a little bit better to me because there were opportunities or at least points in the 2D cartoon where when somebody used the Force, they just like froze up and said, "Trying to block it." Ugh, gone. Now I will tell you, probably the best slash my favorite fight in the 2D Clone Wars is Anakin versus Ventress.
OD.
That mug was fire.
OD.
That mug was super good.
Star Wars Clone Wars, man. That
Oh shoot! I just looked it up. I didn't even know there was just a straight 2D version.
Yeah.
oh
even
yeah.
know.
The
That was
3D
cool,
version go hard.
3D version.
You know
The
why?
3D
Because
go
it's not
hard,
canon.
too.
Yeah, it's not canon. Yeah.
The 2D one's not canon. The 3D one is.
Yeah, see, I only know the 3D one, so I thought, I had to look that up because I was like, what? There was a 2D one? I see
It
it.
was a 2D one, and some of the episodes that they had in that one was pure silence and big fights. Like it'd be nothing but sound effects of them fighting in some episodes of that show.
Facts. Like the fight I was just talking about. Like there is a straight up. They've been fighting already for a pretty good bit, and it's a moment where Ventress is literally just standing there with both sabers out, and Anakin is just kind of standing. They're squaring off, and it's raining, and they even hone in on the rain falling on the sabers and just burning, just ching ching. They're just frozen, and then they go at it again. I'm looking fire.
Oof, it's heat.
In all honesty, when they came up with that 2D series, I felt like it was something they was trying to compete with Samurai Jack because it was similar to that aspect when it came to the 2D.
Yeah, it was pretty similar.
It was pretty similar. I mean, it could be to where some of the artists actually might have worked on
Probably.
Star Wars.
That is true. You're not wrong. We have to look that up.
I have to. Actually, I can do it right now.
But
Right? Google exists. Why wait? We're doing
facts.
this.
Right?
Raha, what's your favorite Star Wars media piece?
And this is just this is not involving the movies, right?
It can.
It's involving,
Oh,
it's involving everything.
Cartoon, books,
Man.
movies, whatever.
In all honesty, I think my favorite one was the Clone War movies. The Clone War movie.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2. Rogue One was like it's a mean second for me personally. It might actually just be first. It's hard for me to say it's first just because that was the first ever scene we actually get of 3D Yoda fighting. So like
That's fair.
when I was a little kid, bro, that blew my mind.
Same.
See Yoda just
I
hop
was
out with
like-
that lightsaber.
I was like, bro, what is this small, scrotum-built little freaking green dude finna do? He
Oh,
said,
no.
That scream,
I
bro.
was like, yo!
You've heard this ninja talk like the rest of the movie, just like, then all of a sudden, "Arr!"
I knew he was OD when he took lightning and said, no, listen. We don't play with lightning in the Jedi. We're a Jedi. We don't play with lightning, okay?
Facts.
So,
And I guess Shadow Yo's is freaking the 3D cartoon series.
Free.
I
I'm sorry, the movie. Some of the movies. I mean, we'll get to them, of course, obviously, right? We'll get to them. But as far as
God.
like the Star Wars medium that I just like watch time after time after time, it's the 3D Clone Wars. It's just like getting to see. I mean, the fight scenes of those were OD. Darth Maul in that one alone was ridiculous. His tension with freaking Obi-Wan, and then you get to see Anakin, and I forgot the girl's name. But,
Ahsoka.
oh, it is Ahsoka. I thought I was pulling that name out of it. Should have just went with my first mind. But yeah, Ahsoka, seeing what's it called, seeing like their whole deal. It was cool. I really enjoyed the Clone Wars. The 3D
Speaking of fights, in
Uh,
Clone Wars, god dang, when Yoda, in the very first episode actually, Yoda's seen squaring up with his squad, and Asajj Ventress is about to kill, what's his name, King Katunko. And Yoda just straight up stops her sabers with the Force, yoinks the mugs yoinks those mugs out of her hand and says, "Surrender, you should." Toss it back. He was like, "You can't beat me. Go home."
I also wanna say that Star Wars Clone Wars, the 2D version, was developed by Genndy Tartakovsky, and he's the creator of the animated television series Dexter's Lab,
Hey,
Samurai Jack,
hey!
and Primal on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim.
I remember that. I think I
He's
remember
also a co-creator of the Symbionic Titan
that. I hated that show. That show looked dumb as hell.
and
You like
animated
Symbiotic
Hotel
Titan?
Transformation.
It was okay. Like, super okay. Like, in the face of the rest of the cartoons that were at the time, like, they really weren't doing much. I mean,
But yeah, you was right. He was one of the creators of Samurai Jack. Worked on Star Wars Clone Wars.
cool.
I should have known, like, yeah, you should have known that. Oh, no, I didn't know that. It just seemed similar. I was young.
They got the same type of like art direction, or like, not art direction, more like
The way they
Like-
animated the fights and all that was pretty similar.
yeah. It looks so much similar, like the blur effect that they put on the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, in my opinion, Samurai Jack was more like vividly amazing to look at, or more impressive to look at. But
That's probably mostly due to, like, the style of the show in general. Like,
yeah,
doing upgrade technical stuff with, like, cartoonish stuff makes it look super duper duper kind of silly at some points. But since it was Samurai Jack and it was him basically tearing up machines with a sword versus like a lightsaber, I think like just the fact that he had a sword as opposed to a lightsaber is what made it a little bit more pleasing.
I mean, yeah, okay.
I think. Because, I mean, now that I think about it, they both had a lot of tech stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
But the tech stuff in Star Wars was mostly just shooting stuff, and then Jack was literally just literally EIing his way through most of them dudes and just, oh, cut, slide apart, explosion.
Now, I wanna revisit what you were asking before, on like who would be your favorite character, and I actually do have a favorite character.
Oh, let's go there.
And I'm sure we're gonna talk about the games of Star Wars as well, not only just the movies and the TV shows.
Oh, so you gonna say Star Killer?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
A.k.a. Galen Merrick.
As soon as you said games,
Yeah, as soon as you said games,
Star
yeah.
Killer.
Uh,
Oh, you mean my one of my Soul Calibur 4 mains? Bad.
I was gonna say, dog, he was my SC4 main, dog.
I played Star Killer, Star Killer, Vader, and freaking Mitsurugi.
yeah,
Star
that's my favorite.
Killer, they Force Awaken 1. That was, I don't know, that's still one of the best ones in my opinion. As far as the ones I played anyway.
I haven't played any of them.
Yeah, Force Unleashed was OD.
I was,
was-
not able to play The Force Awakens because I had a PS2, and this PS2 version of it was trash.
Did I say The Force Awakens? I mean The Force Unleashed. Force
Yeah.
Awakens
Yeah.
movie.
Yep.
I got it twice. I got it when it came out. I had a Wii, and I got it on the Wii because I was like, "Ooh, it'd be cool to play a lightsaber on the Wii."
Psych,
But, like,
nigga.
It It would be
I
if
was
it
like,
wasn't garbage.
He's garbage.
This looks like poopy. So let me just. Even though playing it on the Wii, I still enjoyed the overall story of it, and it was low key kind of fun because you could force choke people or lift them up in the air and just huck a lightsaber into their body and then huck them to the side. Like it was really like
a side character.
Basically, it was like it was almost like Devil May Cry ridiculous, like kill people when they should have been long dead type deal. Like go up, knock them up in the air and then hit them with an infinite ridiculous combo, and they should have low key died on the first swipe, but you was still out here hucking stuff at them. So that's my favorite.
I understand.
Do you have a favorite H? Have you thought about one?
Man, not really. I don't think I just like the whole galaxy. I mean, I just like the whole series. I don't necessarily like just one person.
No Mace Windu, no Leia, Han Solo.
Hey, shout out Mace Windu.
Shout out Mace Windu, dog.
Yeah, first black freaking Jedi with a grape flavored lightsaber.
Facts. If anything, it probably ended up being Mace Windu, just because how it started off. His lightsaber was just supposed to be, well, it really is just him picking that color, and then people threw a lore behind that hoe, and it just went from there. And that was pretty cool, aspect of it. But I liked all of them in their own right. It's not just one that just stand out to me, just personally.
You'd probably have to read the books to find one you really like.
Big facts, yeah.
The books go in detail, dog. Like books is. That's one of the reasons I didn't read the books. The books get crazy.
I feel like you like Master Luminari, I think is her name. And that's the Jedi Master. If you watch the 3D one, which I'm sure we all did, she was with Ahsoka on a ship. She had a green lightsaber, and she basically kind of looked like a nun.
Ooh, nasty.
Like she had like a nun-looking outfit on, like she was all black, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think you would also probably like Shakti. She's
Shout
cool.
out Shakti.
She looks like Ahsoka, except she has like kind of looks like she has like mask in her eyes.
Gotcha.
She looks cool. I think you'd like those two. Cause I read some stuff about them. They're pretty fresh. AJ?
Yep.
What about you? Do you have a favorite character?
As far as no, not really.
Not really.
Why are you talking without a written question?
Sure.
Like you're asking a question constantly. But no, I don't really have one. I mean, I really like Mace Windu 1 because black, and 2 because Samuel L. Jackson, and 3 because grape light sword. So you know,
Hey,
but I
hashtag
do have a question.
Huh.
So Mace Windu, was it his like the only reason his lightsaber is purple is because Samuel L. Jackson wanted like a different color, right?
Yeah, that's the actual reason behind
I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's straight up what he
I,
said.
because that's what I heard. It was that Samuel L. Jackson was like, "Yeah, I'll be in this movie, but my lightsaber's got to be a different color, so people can tell when I'm on screen."
He just straight up said he wants a purple lightsaber.
Yep.
And then I guess lore got added behind that, where he was actually somebody who delved into the light and dark side of the Force, or was very close to the dark side. And
wait, what came out first?
I think it was him with the lightsaber.
Mace Windu, he was he came out first before all the cartoons and stuff popped up.
I think
before
so.
the books and stuff.
I think so. Don't
I think
quote
Mace
me on
Windu,
that.
Yeah, I think Mace Windu as a character was already in there, but I don't think you ever got to actually see his lightsaber. But I know the purple. They said the purple lightsaber was in there at one point in time.
Like he
somebody
was.
else had it.
Yeah, he was conceptualized. Like purple lightsabers have been around, but he was conceptualized like before. But I think when it got to Clone Wars was the first time we ever really saw his lightsaber. I think.
In action, like
Yeah.
actually in that. Okay.
Yeah,
But
there's
if
some.
you go look, you can go going.
Okay, like there's some lore on him where his fighting style is Form 5.
Something about cutting off somebody's head.
What? No.
Oh, my bad. That's a different technique. Never mind. Keep going.
What technique is
There's like I think there's either 5 or 7. I think it's 7 forms of Jedi combat, and he's a master of Form 5, which is supposed to be a form that's close to
I got
the
it
Sith
right here.
combat.
Look at the internet. Okay, so it says here Mace Windu specialized in the 7th form of lightsaber combat,
That's a 7th.
a.k.a. Juyo or Vapad. Vapad. Yep. Windu was the only known practitioner of this form that didn't fall to the dark side.
Yep, he supposedly used that fighting style to keep his dark side in check because he enjoyed combat a lot.
Yeah, mainly because the style calls for an aggressive, unpredictable approach.
Yep.
Much like Maul's,
Yep.
just less jumping around.
Y'all. Super y'all. Y'all.
Y'all. Could that be the name of this technical talk?
Y'all.
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 You want to change the whole name to YALP?
Nah, I want it to be the technical talk episode, but I want it to be in all caps YALP.
I bet. YALP. YALP.
There you go.
That's what it's gonna be. Alright. My favorite. I'm basic as fuck. My favorite character is Vader. So.
Perfectly fine. It's a lot of people's.
I normally hate liking the same character as a lot of folks, but Vader's just too cool for school, man.
He is.
Like the and it's not even because of the movies that I like Vader so much. I like Vader more than I did before because when people started episode 9 first came out, people started putting like tons and tons and tons of content out, just backing up reasons and stuff like that, or this, that, and other stuff. And I saw a lot of stuff where Vader got trashed on. Actually, something I didn't know. Apparently, Vader came back to the light side for like a little bit and almost killed Palpatine. But then, like, his dark side overwhelmed him again.
Oh, wasn't that just? Are you talking about the end of Star Wars? Or was it Star Wars episode 5, 6?
No. It wasn't in the movies. It was in a comic.
Oh. Okay.
Like, apparently that happened. Apparently Vader did some stupid ish and got trapped on a planet by Sidious because he fucked up and failed. Apparently he talked bad to, I think, a Jedi master who was using like 3 or 4 lightsabers or something like that. I think it was like 2, and Vader talked bad to him. He's like, when you are strong in the Force, you only need one, and beat his ass.
Boy, he low-key said the more lightsabers, you contradicting for something, brother.
Facts.
Low-key.
Compensation. But yeah.
Yeah, for the Mace Windu thing, he was, what was it? You said his combat style. He's supposed to be able to. It's another combat style that he used on the Clone Wars, where you just straight decapitate someone's head.
That's part of it.
That's 7th form. Aggressive, unpredictable fight. Just low-key fight till you die.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Which reminds me of something else. Vader's so raw. He's constantly using the Force to fight, like constantly. Because that body sucks ass. But he is using the Force to make that whole flex. Like, that nigga's raw power is amazing. And then, what is it? Ra said something about Rogue One. Boy, Rogue One was pretty good. I was just like, this movie's pretty good. I kind of liked it. Then you heard that. Then that red saber lit up.
That was probably the best we've seen Darth Vader in live action. Anyway, he's done a lot of cool things, but when he came out there in Rogue One, I'm like, bro, you felt that. You felt like, bro, run.
That was Fourth Hokage fleet on sight.
This is not a game. This is
We
not
all
a joke.
dead.
Get out.
Like the stuff Vader did was just clean. I think it was episode 5, somewhere in there, when they kind of get trapped on a ship with him, and he comes in there. He's like, "Hey, what's up, Nonus?" And Han tries to shoot him. He hand blocks those laser blasts, and then just force brings the gun to him. It's like, "I stop that bum ish." It's like, Ninja, do you know who I am? I'm Darth Vader, bitch.
In live action, he's the first person that we see use the Force on somebody, put them up against the ceiling, hold them up to the ceiling and then slice their stomach.
That ninja is vicious. That ninja is vicious in everything. What is it? The quote unquote Dark Souls Star Wars game. What is that?
Dark
Fallen
Orders.
Order.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Even in that, he's a boss
cold.
you can't fight. You're supposed to
He's
run.
He's cold.
Like the MC tries to like throw something at him, he just reaches back and says, "Submit." No.
I got a lot to say about the video games.
Oh, nasty.
Video games have been a big, since I'm a most of us are, but all of us are. We're big video game people, but I was really into the Star Wars video games, but we'll get into that later.
All right. Well, then we'll come back to that now, as we move on to the probably what most people know from Star Wars, which is the movies. So I'm gonna go with kind of I'm gonna start broad, and then we'll narrow it down. So we have the originals, 4, 5, and 6. That's A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. We have the prequels, which are number 1, 2, and 3, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. And then we have the sequels, which is what is it? The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and what's the last one called?
Wait, what number are we on?
Wait, yeah, I forgot what number are we on. I thought it was The Last Jedi. Oh, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's number 9.
Yeah.
And then we also have Han, the Solo movie, and Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Which honestly was a really also Solo, the Solo movie.
Yeah, Solo.
Oh, you said that already?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was okay. All right.
So
What-
we'll say we'll put Solo and Rogue One off to the side for now, but just focus on the originals, the prequels, and the sequels. Which section is the weakest?
Oh no! Why are you throwing it like that?
We diving in. Okay.
Going straight for the throat.
Which
We already
section
know
is
which
the
one's the
weakest?
weakest. Personally, or like politically, or
Personally.
like I don't know.
We'll start personally, then do objectively, because y'all already know what I'm gonna say. I think the sequels suck dick.
I think the weakest is the sequels. The weakest is the sequels. Not to say,
That's like the Force Awakens, Last Jedi.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. The
Yeah, most people, anybody listening or watching, is probably going to automatically assume they're not going to say the originals. There's no way you can say the originals, quite frankly. So it's pretty much prequels versus sequels. Because a lot of people think the prequels were epic garbage, but I think
Which
they
I'm
had
not
some good
sure
stuff.
why.
I don't understand that either.
I never got that. I was one of the people who grew up and I actually kind of liked the prequels.
One,
Right,
2, and 3
because
facts.
when I grew up, I didn't know much about Star Wars, but I grew up in the era where those were the movies that came out, right? Even though I watched the the 4, 5, and 6 before 1, 2, and 3. I, I never got it. It was just an interesting take on the before time of all the before Star Wars, before like the great Han Solo and the Luke Skywalker. It gave context to what happened before, which was honestly interesting. So I never got that. I never understood why they got so much hate.
I think I got you. From what I understand, and I get it, it's that specifically 1 and 2. 1 and 2 have a lot of fluff that nobody really cared about. Like 1, there are 3 characters, honestly, that matter through the entirety of that movie, and that's actually 4. My bad, 4. Unless you count Sidious, but he's not really important to a certain extent in that one. But the ones that really matter,
till 3.
yeah, he was kind of important in 2, because you didn't know he was Sidious.
Yeah, so that was the thing, is that we didn't know what was really going on till 3. And I was like, okay, that was the reason why he wanted, like, he was the reason he went to go pick up Anakin, or like he put all this stuff in motion for Anakin to specifically go through these things in 1, 2, and 3. So like,
I think that's why, like, there's a lot of fluff in there, like, because if you take a look at episode 1, there are very, 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 like, you get at most 10 minutes worth of content that actually matters to the story in episode 1.
1 is actually pretty bad.
Like, it's
content wise. There's a lot of, and that's the one where I hear whenever people talk about the prequels, I hear 1 completely trashed on, and for some reason 3, I don't know why, I just like the fight scenes in 3, maybe that's why. But yeah, the first one, people are just like, what is the master's name again?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, people clown on that dude constantly.
Why?
He never gets mentioned.
Is it because he was so skilled and people liked him as a character? So we didn't really know much about him other than that movie. So like,
contrary to popular belief, Qui-Gon Jinn actually wasn't that strong.
Wasn't he on par with Yoda?
No. Not even close.
That dude got clapped immediately.
With Qui-Gon,
the movies. I'm talking about like.
Here's the thing with Qui-Gon. It wasn't that he was strong. It's his thought process. His thought process was hella different. So the things he would teach would be way different than most things. Because you notice how cold Obi-Wan is. That's because Qui-Gon is just a legendary ass teacher. Because of the way he thinks and the way he approaches different scenarios.
Also, Obi-Wan was really kind of poop till he got pissed off.
Man, Obi-Wan was cold.
Obi-Wan.
Obito is the Gara of Star. Oh, I said Obito. Obi-Wan. I was thinking the same
Obito
world.
With a lightsaber.
Obi-Wan is low-key the Gara of Star Wars. He's the ultimate defense. Like, his form was Form 2, which is a straight defensive style, and he was a complete master at that mug. There was nobody better than him.
His fighting style wasn't it specifically to take out Sith Lords?
No. It was just straight.
Or was that Mace Windu?
That was actually, that style that you're talking about is actually Count Dooku's.
Because I remember when they did the whole on YouTube when they did the whole death battle thing of Obi-Wan, and they were like, oh, I could have sworn one of them was talking about like his form is specifically used to take out Sith Lords, and it works so perfectly. Like,
I think they said it like that, but I know his form is literally just the ultimate defensive form.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn's form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn had a different form.
I think he was supposed to be close to Yoda's. I think.
No.
I got him mixed up.
I think his is Form 1, which is the quote-unquote basic one, which specializes in wide swings, which is good good for taking on multiple opponents. Like, it's super fundamental.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what Yoda's is too, right?
Yoda's is I don't remember. I think it's Form 4.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. The internet is something else. Shout out to the internet. I got you right here. Qui-Gon's preferred lightsaber form was Form 4. A Taro. This was the same style used by Master Yoda and was
you were right.
used by Obi-Wan Kenobi during the events of Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Partly why he lost to wait, what?
Dark Maul.
Yeah. The Ataro style relied on no, this is wrong, actually.
What the?
Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi utilized Ataru against Darth Maul's Juyo on Naboo. Because it was such an aggressive style, Ataru was not generally optimal for use against multiple opponents, and it was somewhat ineffective against blast fire, particularly from multiple foes. But Form 4, alright, moving on.
Yeah, you was right, H.
Gotcha.
I
be bored sometimes, so I'll be watching
powerful?
I'll be checking that mug.
Qui-Gon Jinn was an extremely strong Jedi and would have been a member of the Jedi Council had he not fallen to Darth Maul.
He needed some time to grow. He wasn't there yet, man.
That's true.
Like, damn, where we get off from? We were talking about Obi-Wan. I guess the first one.
Yeah.
The first movie, Phantom Menace. Yeah, like, honestly, the best part about Phantom Menace was really just the fights. You just really watched it for the fights.
I enjoyed the visuals for Phantom Menace. But when it came out, I think it came out, what, 1999?
Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
I think so.
Don't you have the internet?
Yeah, it came out. I think it came out in 1999. Yeah, I don't want to look up everything every time. Okay. I'm just gonna look up certain things that were like, I don't know, you know.
Bet.
But I think it came out in 1999, and that was like, I've never seen something that visually like, whoa, bro, is this a whole underwater city? Like, Jar Jar Binks is so cool. Like, whoa, is this Naboo? Straight up.
I think it's one of the, we've heard this argument before that I'm about to say, but it's one of the, I think it's one of those arguments where it's good as a movie on its own, kinda, but as a Star Wars movie, it's right out. I think is what the whole thing is. Like, people expected more, I don't know, Star Warsy stuff. Whatever shit.
They did a lot of talking and going to different places in one.
Yeah, and then 2.
I could see that.
2's fluff was just Anakin and Leia's not Leia. Who the hell is her name? Padme.
Shout out Leia.
Freaking Padme and Anakin's relationship was fluff. Anakin a lot of the time was being a whiny bitch,
which was weird. Padme was like how much older than Anakin?
Oh,
like
no.
She was like
she wasn't that much older.
Like he was still a little kid. She was a teenager.
Yeah, the way it looked, yeah.
Like, I like, bro, huh?
Nasty. How old was Padme?
That's a good question. Tank,
I didn't think about
consult Google.
All right.
I already got it. Hold on, guys.
Okay,
oh,
you got it.
Shadow said, "I'm mine."
Padme was 14. Anakin was 9.
That's not too bad.
Not terrible.
Because the age when they started dating was like 20s, I think.
Did you say the age when they start mating?
Dating?
Oh, okay. I was
Dating?
And
Head ass?
Head ass.
Hey, that mug sounded real close. I was like, wait.
hey, man, the only difference was one layer.
Facts.
Man.
Mating forehead.
Man. But,
With the lime and the coconut head ass.
oh my god. Don't mix it up, though.
Facts.
Yeah, what is it? Attack of the Clones. Once it got to the fighting, it lit up.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Honestly, one of the reasons I enjoyed Attack of the Clones so much is the fact of the clones. I enjoyed the clones vastly more than the Jedi.
It's a trap.
Like, even though it was a trap, and we got the execute order 66, and like we got that, but like
That was in 3.
yeah, but like it's like the clones in general were just such a cool thing to me. Like the droids,
Oh man.
I mean the
droids,
rolling
yeah.
droids with the freaking rolling droids with the force field.
Roger,
And
Roger.
Like the droids were cool, but the fact that these clones were like these freaking veteran like killer shooters, like these weren't droids. These were folk.
Those were goons, dog. What are you talking
Right?
about, bro?
They come
Those
up
were
with
goons.
I'm like,
they pulled a heater
clankers.
real quick, and the fact that each one did a different thing, and they like had different color codes for each like class they were in. Like that was fire, and they look cool too, like their outfits.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty lit.
I just hate I just hate so much that they had to go ill, bro, and it's just so I just like the concepts of the clones, period. Cause like all we knew was when we grew up was they was evil, and then we had just like the rebels helping us out. And you find out that the clones
Rebels
we
was
had
ugly.
them at we had them at first. I was like, bro, I said, what happened? Like, how did we lose them? Like,
I don't know, man.
Man.
It sucked.
And there was
It's
so
that-
many clone lives lost fighting
Right?
for the Republic, and then
mhm.
jumping right over to freaking Sidious's side.
And then got the freaking deep sea diver helmets. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
The
What?
just was clean.
And then we got them replaced with the rebels, and it was like we got their outfits at Goodwill, man. Like,
Facts.
God, dog. Like, oh, he's a ground trooper, and brother's wearing a freaking vest with a way back cap. Like, it's freaking.
Extra nasty.
Oh no.
Like, what was I about to say? Like, I don't care what nobody says. That the fights were always good, and the prequels easily had the best fights.
Always, yes.
Like,
Facts.
Well,
Two
because the
started off with a
effects to
mean-
keep up with the
go ahead.
con-
Go ahead.
what?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I mean that was pretty much what I was gonna say. I was like, yeah, the prequels had the best fight scenes because it was developed later, and the effects could actually keep up with the combat. Like the original, it's like,
Oh,
But then, but
that's what pissed me off about the
wait,
sequel.
wait.
hold on,
We're not there yet.
All right, go ahead.
We're not there yet. I
Almost
was
ready to
I was gonna
change.
attack them myself, but then
All right, go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead. We'll pencil maneuver this bitch. Go ahead.
Facts. Hold on. we ain't there yet. We gotta get to one more. Okay. So that first fight at the very beginning was fire of 2, with Obi-Wan going up against Django.
Yeah.
Shout out.
That was lit. Shoot, Obi-Wan is like probably my second favorite Star Wars character. That ninja go pretty hard. But
Yeah.
we ain't talking about that. Episode 3, I think, is the only one of the prequels that anybody really will overall respects for the most part, because it made sense. It pertained, showed Anakin turning into Vader.
Oh, wow.
Vader, quote unquote, versus Obi-Wan. Sidious being a bitch, going up against Yoda.
One of the
Dooku
best
getting
fights.
his head cut off, and so on and so forth. There was a lot of shit in there that was pretty lit.
Yeah.
When he talks about his master, Darth Plagueis, influencing life and shit. By the way, that nigga was ugly, but
Oh,
like the shit they talked about, the shit they tried to do, the hoeing of my nigga Mace Windu.
Oh,
Bro,
man.
they did straight
They
clown that
did,
dude,
bro.
Why they do him like that?
Hell yeah.
Pissed me off, man.
But if you think about it, that shows you how strong Mace Windu really was. Cause
And they
even with
freaking
the
yeeted
light,
him second
was-
fight.
ooh,
Facts. He was about to free that
take
nigga
the
up.
light.
He
He's about
said,
to free
"Listen,
him
you
smooth up."
have lost." He said, "No,
The only thing I wish we would have got with Mace Windu, I wished. Well, if you think about it, at that point in time, Anakin, I don't even think could fight Mace Windu at that point in time. That's why he had to sneak him.
No, he
That's
couldn't.
what they was hitting at anyway. So man, I wish he would have could have fight him 1-on-1. Oh, that whole would have been beautiful. That
I'm-
would have been a beautiful ass
He
fight.
puts you like this. Yoda was struggling to fight Sidious.
Mhm.
Yoda was
Facts.
struggling to fight Sidious. Mace Windu yeeted Sidious
Facts, bro.
and said, "You have lost."
Facts. Man. They also hold a nigga that I really, really liked in the freaking Clone Wars, bro. Kit Fisto.
Oh,
Like, he was in that fight. He got wrecked. He was the last one out of the
He did.
randos to die, but
Who was that?
He's the one that looked like a black dude.
Was the water dude? He's actually cold. He's like his like whole first off,
Send a picture, man. I gotta.
he's a
gotta
dude with like
see
a
this.
tentacle head looking dude.
just Google him real quick.
Here, I got you, Houston. He in especially in I think he was in the Clone Wars, wasn't he?
Y'all know I can't speak.
Yeah.
And he was OD. He
Was
actually
soloing
cold.
Grievous.
He was actually cold. Like
Oh,
he was cold.
Okay.
To understand this, he's a great Jedi,
Mhm.
Jedi Master, right?
Yeah.
But he's got a whole other arsenal underwater. He
Oh man.
brother can use whole attacks like underwater force ball slaps, freaking orb kamehameha. Like he's cold.
Mhm.
Kit Fisto
He
is
is
fire
clean.
and got smooth freed up.
He did.
Did.
And that's
Like, you're looking at all these Jedi, you see how cold they are. Like, these niggas are cold. Free.
Yeah, because there was another one in there. It was a chick.
I think that was
looked
Shakti.
Ahsoka, and she had a green and blue lightsaber.
I think that's no. There was two other ones. The one of them had the blue lightsaber. The other one was Shakti. I know for sure. It was Shakti, Kit Fisto, and I don't remember who the other one was.
Because I remember playing her on the old school PS2 Battlefront game. She was hella cold. I do
Nasty.
not remember her name.
his fist though.
Pretty sure it was
They
Shakti.
could have.
might have
Man,
been.
they could have done so much with Kit Fisto.
They could have done a lot with a
They-
lot of characters. That's
they
what
coulda did a
Clone Wars
lot.
was good.
Oh
But 3 obviously was pretty good. We can all agree on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to their predecessors, the sequels.
We got
Predecessors?
Yeah. Let's start with the obvious facts. Every single fight was garbage.
Okay. I'm not gonna say that.
The only fight I kinda fucked with was 7. I like 7 from a standpoint where it wasn't unique because the storyline was pretty much the same. Like damn, I'm trying to think. Was it not 3 but 4? But
Yeah.
yeah, I genuinely somewhat like 7, just a little bit. I more like the storyline that they was going with Finn, and I felt like if they would have jumped on that aspect instead of like first off, he was a fucking trooper who just randomly got unbrainwashed. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this?
Oh, he
Like,
was
they
just a
didn't even
janitor.
jump- Yeah, like they didn't even like jump on that coattail. Like, bro, like what broke you from this shit?
Hey,
Like, why are you
this
like
is-
that?
I think this was the start of the downhill.
Yeah,
for
and
those
then they
people.
just, and then we got what's her name? I can't remember her name now.
Ray.
Ray, yeah, irrelevant. Uh,
What a
like, I super didn't like her character at all.
I thought 7 was the straight up worst Star Wars movie I'd ever seen.
I'm not mad
I
at
thought
you.
7 was literally just a replica of freaking the last one,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
the one before it.
Let me tell
And
you what
they've,
go ahead.
they've said it was. I mean, it was a safe decision before they went into whatever the hell 8 and 9 were.
Let me
But like, go ahead.
let me tell you what I thought 7 was. Let me grab episode 4, grab episode 5, grab a little bit of episode 1, grab a little bit of episode 2, cut that shit apart and glue it together. That's episode 7.
Ashton.
Like, I just thought
You
it was
gave it more
straight
credit than I did.
cut and
I thought it
paste.
was literally just one movie.
Just cut and paste from everything that made Star Wars good overall. And niggas was really out here like, man, 7's probably the best Star Wars movie of all time. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Whoa.
Get the fuck out of here.
As far as the fight scenes, I think the best fight scene of all of it was the one where Rey and Kylo were fighting them frickin' Inquisitors or whatever you call them, them frickin' red folk.
That wasn't too bad.
I thought that was the best fight. Other than that, the lightsaber fights in that were donkey. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you go from if you look at 3 and then you look at frickin' any fight in in the sequels.
Facts.
It's like, which one came out before?
Facts.
Oh, man.
Bro, Samuel L. says something about them fights. He was like, it's cute. It's like, it's cute.
Like, and there's so many missed opportunities here, man.
Well-
the pilot was clean. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, you can go and finish up. I'll continue.
Well, the fact that they did this whole like Rey freaking is like basically another chosen one of like, oh, she's the save us all, you know, like great. But like, here's what I don't get. What was the point of making the black dude even remotely use a lightsaber if you're not gonna do anything with it later? Like, you know how hype I got when I was like, bro, another black Jedi. I'm like, you learn them moves, brother. He wasn't that great though. Kylo Ren was supposed to be a seasoned veteran with this lightsaber shit, right?
Ooh, talk about it.
Uh-oh.
Talk
He was
about it.
supposed to be a seasoned veteran. He's supposed to let people fear him. How great! Like, he was almost like another Vader to people.
His idol.
Almost. I'm
Talk
gonna say
about
almost.
it. Talk about him.
But freaking, tell me why? What's this? Finn?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
FN.
Why was he fighting against freaking? He just picked up the lightsaber. Why was he fighting against freaking Kylo like he was freaking pushing him back? I'm like, brother, this is supposed to be a Sith Lord.
Talk about
A
it.
Sith Lord.
Talk
How?
about it.
How?
Preach. Preach. That shit
I
should not have
get he was-
happened.
I get it, he was hurt, but he can literally force choke the life out of Finn. He can't do anything about it. He picked up a lightsaber 2 seconds ago, and this part, stupid, ridiculous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ridiculous.
Bro, let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you.
Don't say it.
I'm gonna give you the real reason.
Don't say it.
To sell action figures, got it.
Dun dun dun. You heard that anime music in the background? You got that pro tag privilege, baby.
Oh my
Big
goodness.
Armor.
I knew
heard
it.
the music. Dun dun. You just don't get it, do you?
Man.
It's so crazy to me. Like, if they were to build on it later and say like, oh well, Finn is actually like really proficient at using those lightsabers because, you know, he probably went through like how they had the troopers who had like the counter to a lightsaber, right? Which
The lightning, the rod.
yeah, the lightning rod thing, which I didn't get because weren't all the Jedi's dead? So what was the point of doing this? But either way,
I mean, just in case. I mean, you ain't gonna. Look, bro. If I knew that there was these super OP dudes like earlier in the time, yeah, they may be dead, but
But the Jedi still won.
but we need to prepare.
Man.
That was just bad preparation.
Man.
But-
We know the niggas can't aim. So.
And Finn was apparent. It was apparently revealed later on that Finn is force sensitive.
Facts.
What?
Exactly.
Yep.
They don't build on it. That's the only issue. He stops using a lightsaber. He doesn't use the Force ever at all. He doesn't care to. Like, it was a missed opportunity.
Man.
Another Mace Windu would have been cold, but they said he gonna use his lightsaber in the one movie, and that's it. He is going to be piloting things and shooting guns. That's it.
Facts.
Like, what? Stupid.
Like I said, I don't try to understand. Oh yeah,
And-
that first. Keep going.
Oh no, go ahead. I've been talking enough.
Oh, nasty. Yeah. Number 7. I let the plot armor slide with the fight scene. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's plot armor. I'm gonna let it slide.
Oh.
We all emotional right now. Han Solo just died. I'll let you
Ooh.
slide.
Ugh.
Yeah, like I let it
Ugh.
slide this time. But
Ugh.
after that, I was like, he should have mopped the floor with Rey.
He should have.
Like,
He should have.
After
He
that
should've.
point in time, he should just
She
been
didn't
mopping the
want
floor with her.
anything.
Like,
Like, what was her experience? A freaking stick. A
Oh,
freaking
well-
a staff.
apparently, Princess Leia taught her in the comic
How?
books. I know. Well, Princess Leia actually becomes like I think
Later.
she's yeah.
Later.
She
See,
teaches
I
her
get-
later.
Yeah.
I get all of this Ray power stuff, even though it's just honestly bad writing. I get this power scaling that Ray goes through later on. Because,
Shonen power up.
It's like it's this off-screen BS that she goes through that we don't really see, but it happens.
Damn. Hold up.
But
Wait.
but-
Did you just call her Kirito?
Oh,
Oh no! Oh no!
Another bad protagonist.
It's right there.
The off-screen power. Bro,
Yes,
I'm gonna
honestly.
stop coming from my nigga Kirito.
facts.
Come from my nigga, dog.
I'm on gas.
Why we gotta bring up Kirito in every one of these talks? Why are you even moving the technical topic, bro?
I get it, man. I get it. I get that power stuff later. But in the very first one, there was zero reason why she should have been any type of ready for Kylo. Any type of ready. It doesn't make sense.
Facts.
Reach.
Like, that's ridiculous. I think Aaron, me and you talked about this a little, like almost a few months back.
Yeah.
When the last movie came out, is like I get why she becomes powerful later, but there's zero reason. This is a person who has strived to be like Darth Vader, who is constantly trained, and you know, training under a Sith is like is no joke, right?
Like training under Michael Jordan and being trash.
like he's low. The training is low key, like he's trying to kill you type
Yep.
training. Like this is severe training, and he's went through a lot of mental training and physical training to become as proficient of a lightsaber force user as he is. But a chick who's been using Donatello staff for years, either whether she's special or not, I don't care what type of freaking Ichigo, she's everything in the world she has. The first fight should not be her pushing back a seasoned lightsaber force user like Kylo. It just doesn't.
Facts.
And, I mean, it's set up the sequel, and I get why. Because honestly, if they would have been realistic about it, he'd have killed her, and this would have been it.
Big
No,
facts.
honestly, I'd have laughed.
Facts.
She
Like,
just
bro.
comes out. She just comes out, and then you hear lightsaber. She's like, "I will stop shooting." Alright,
Hey, at least it would have got projected to the next movie.
Facts.
But that's the
More
thing,
focused
though.
on him.
He wouldn't have been as powerful as Rey would have been.
Cause
later on.
even then, you knew Kylo was cold from the beginning of the movie.
Right.
This
We
dude
see him.
air stopped a force blast. I mean, not a force blast, but a laser blast on reaction.
We
And it
see that in
stayed
video
there.
games.
It stayed there.
That's in the video games. We never see that live action.
Then he walked off, gone. Like, come on. We know this dude is cold. And Ray beat you? Finn was doing work? No.
No, especially Finn. That's where I got pissed off.
Finn shouldn't have had any type of chance. I think it should have died, really.
Facts. And I like black people.
Right? And the choreography was so... I don't understand the reason behind why they've slowed down the fight scenes, the choreography for those fight scenes. Like, watching, and I don't even want to use 3 as an example. Watching Anakin fight Count Dooku in Episode 2, even that was more fast-paced, more interesting to watch, a lot more, better cinematography than the freaking this Attack on Titan B-roll. Like I don't.
Man.
It's just stupid. It's just
He
dumb.
said Attack on Titan B-roll. Hold up, we ain't just gonna slide past that. He didn't say that.
Got him.
Hold on. What?
Man, like, bruh. And then 9 was a hella disappointment too. Like,
Oh boy.
especially when Ray and Kylo squared up, like, on the
That was
water.
trash.
Like, they had no emotion in the fight. Y'all ninjas just out there fighting.
That was a weird one.
I was like, why are y'all
That was a
fighting?
weird
Go
one.
home.
And then at the end, there was supposed to be like a love interest, and I'm like, bro, there was no part of my mind saying that they were supposed to be a thing. Low key, they're brother and sister in my mind.
Facts.
So I don't know who thought that this was a good idea.
And you know
Let's
what?
never do that.
And you know what? Like, the concept of what they were initially going for, like, just break down the concept of having these two guys just being a dyad of the Force, just to be this ultimate connection, like the telepathic connection where they were literally fighting each other from a ship to a planet by way of the Force. That was cool. Some of the stuff that they were doing, like passing lightsabers to themselves instantaneously, that was kind of cool. They could have done some flexing with that. But, like, come on, man.
It's a decent fight scene too.
Man, come
Decent.
on, man. Like, it's just whack. Like I said, I still feel like Rey was just way too strong. Like, I
Yeah.
understand Leia was as good, if not a better, lightsaber practitioner
Which we never
than,
fucking see.
freaking, what's the name? Luke.
Gotta read the books.
But there's no reason,
Listen.
man.
That's some Destiny shit.
And you
Like-
know, she cheated her way into how strong she was. Because
Yeah,
apparently
she
when they
did.
got into each other's mind, she got his knowledge.
Yeah, that was which wasn't explained at all
Not
in
at all.
the movie. Like,
She was just cold, started working some people. She's doing techniques that are like Plagueis level strong. Transferring life force into things? That's some
Yeah,
Plagueis
right.
level shit, bro.
we only find out that she can do that at the end of the arc, of the end of the trilogy.
Like she just knew. Like since when she could, like even Finn was in that movie.
If
Like
she
since
could
when she could do that?
why she revive Leia?
Sound like some anime-ish to me.
Facts.
Hold on. Let me go back. Dun, 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 dun.
Got him.
Also, she can transfer life energy into stuff, right? Why didn't she do that to save Leia?
Oh, Leia was across the planet.
Or-
Leia probably apparently because what she said in the movie at least was that I want to make one last call to my son, and then chose to go on with the Force.
And then they unceremoniously killed off Luke Skywalker. Like,
Luke died a real one. I think Luke died a real one.
nah, like the fact that he was projecting himself and that was his fight, and then that was it. That was his last hoorah. This person who's like who's supposed to be the chosen one of ultimate power, who took down Vader, Sidious, like he stopped it all, the war. His last hurrah was a hologram projection of himself losing.
But I think that was fire, bro. Like, because he was doing
We
that
didn't even see his
across
body.
planets. Across whole planets.
If he actually showed up there and pulled up, maybe flipped a few starfighters, or not starfighters.
I think what they was trying to say that if he showed up, there wouldn't have been a fight.
Ha, got him.
Facts, okay.
That would have been clean.
I give credit to that moment personally.
You know how cold it would have been if Luke showed up, low-key beat freaking Kylo down, and Kylo had to retreat and recuperate and like raise himself up to be a better villain than he currently was, and come back OP. Like,
Hey, let me interrupt you right there, and drop back a little bit. Let's talk about, because you said villain. Let's talk about how Snoke was no longer important.
I don't get him. He was supposed to be the big mastermind behind the current plans, and later we find out Sidious was, which is dumb.
And Snoke, who is literally force pulling ninjas across planets, couldn't sense Kylo turning a damn lightsaber right next to him.
Right? So, like...
Well, you must be weak and trash.
Like... And the thing is that we barely got to see him do much at all.
Facts.
On screen. And then he just dies, which I didn't even come to terms with until the end of the movie. So I was just like, is Snoke dead? Like, was that it? Like, is he gonna show up again? Or like,
Wait, I just thought of something else. Hold on. Oh man, I was me and H went to watched the ninth one, and when they got to the part where Kylo told Rey she's a Palpatine,
Boy, I died laughing. I died laughing.
H was crazy. I was like,
I didn't give no fucks. I said, y'all niggas is fake for this shit.
Omega facts.
oh,
Like super Omega facts. Oh man.
there's so many things wrong with the ninth movie. Even though I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt, that last one.
Man. All right.
Tried.
So now let's go ahead and put the other two back in. Now we got Solo and Rogue One in this one. So
Hold on. I have a quick question. If Palpatine was amassing this amazing and immense fleet, why didn't he use that to help Snoke?
because he didn't wanna.
Facts.
Facts.
Got it. So he wanted to lose. I got it.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. All right. You remember when I said I gave 9 a 5 out of 10?
You gotta look at it like this. Them super
It's a
villains.
4.
It's
The dang near 3.
them super villains like to kill each other off to get the whole control of the universe. So
Big facts. They really
That's-
do. They be doing more work than the hero.
Facts.
they be
But it's
killing their
good.
own teammates off for no reason. Like,
He
bro,
had-
if you would have saved him, you would have still be in this mug trying to do your shit.
Facts.
Just kill 'em
Look at
off.
Vegeta.
Right.
You saw what he did with Nappa. Just toss him up. Bye.
I'm
But
telling you.
like Palpatine had this whole fleet, man.
I know,
Like
man.
it was overwhelming. It literally took out. It was about to beat everybody. Like
It-
it was literally overwhelming the entire Rebel force.
Now it might have been that it wasn't ready yet. It could have been that.
I had also a quick question again. How was this supposed to turn out? Palpatine's whole plan was dependent on if Rey was going to him to sacrifice herself to Palpatine, right?
Yeah.
So if she just all of it. First off, Kylo was gonna kill her, right?
Mm-hmm.
If she'd have died, that'd have been GG's to Palpatine's plan. He'd have been sat there looking stupid, hooked up like Nagato.
Nasty. Straight up. Straight up.
Anyway, we can move on. I'll be here all night.
So we're putting Rogue One and Solo back on the table. Objectively, what's the best Star Wars movie?
Out of those two?
Out of all of them.
Out of all of them, I still like
Objectively.
3. No.
Objectively. Which
Oh,
means not personally. Which one do you honestly think is like the best? As well as which one best represents Star Wars?
Wouldn't it be
Rogue
the last?
One.
Not the Last Hope, but wouldn't it be A New Hope? I want to say. I think they got a little bit of. I think they got a little bit of everything in it.
I'm going Rogue One. I'm gonna say Rogue One was the best Star Wars movie out of all of them.
I'm not mad at that one.
In my opinion, because it's Star Wars. We look at it as this world of good and evil, light and dark. The good fight for the bad. When the bad takes over, there must be balance, right? There's fleets and there's lightsabers, there's Jedi, yada yada, right? But in Rogue One was, what did we get? We got fleet space battles. We got ground fights. We got freaking Donnie Yen being a badass, right, as usual, right?
We got my nigga.
We don't have lightsaber fights.
We got my nigga Newt Gunray,
right? Like, and didn't we learn that that he was actually a Jedi who lost his lightsaber?
Donnie Yen's character?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think he was one of those like Force monks.
Yeah.
Like in like the Star Wars universe, they got a lot of people that can use the Force but aren't Jedi.
Yeah.
In the Jedi temples. But we see a pivotal point in all of Star Wars of a team getting vital information to the good guys and sacrificing their own life to get this information to turn the tides of war in the golden age of Star Wars, right? The original, the 4, 5, 6, right?
Yeah.
We see that, and I thought the writing was great, especially because Donnie Yen. Honestly, Donnie Yen was the best thing for me about the entire Rogue One.
Is your foot all right?
It went like when they put the bag over his head to take him into custody. He's like, "What are you doing? I am blind."
Oh man,
he was and the fact that we have this emotional moment in Rogue One where we know that this is a one-way trip, and we've always had that. We've always seen, even at the end of 4, 5, and 6, we had 6. They all thought it was going to be a one-way trip. At the end of the prequels, well, that's a bit different. It's the prequels, but Obi-Wan didn't expect to come back. Neither did Yoda. But they came back. Even at the end of the sequels, that was a one-way trip. But they ultimately all came back. Well, not all, but most. They won the fight and they came back home.
Yeah.
This movie was solely dependent on their one sacrifice to get information. This wasn't even like, oh, they're gonna take out the big bad guy, as most of the arcs are in Star Wars. This was just getting information to the good guys, and honestly, they died for it. They literally died for it. There's no going home. There's no, I'll see you on the other side, kiddo. No, there's no great, hey, we all made it. They die for this information. And at the end, we know that they're the reason that the Rebel Alliance won that war anyway. And at the end, we see our fan favorite Darth Vader being the best dang Darth Vader he could freaking be.
Yeah, you see the
Like
man of the hour come through and say,
that,
"Oh, let me show you what death looks like."
it's got great action, great cinematography, good writing. It's it's everything that that I enjoyed. I can't say we. I'm not sure what y'all's
Mhm.
opinion, but it's everything that I thought Star Wars with a did well with a twist at the end of they're not leaving. This is it. GG's. This is gonna blow up. They're all gonna die.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
wow. Like that's an ending. That's an ending. So
I definitely think.
honestly,
Go ahead, keep
Rogue
going.
One. No, go ahead. I'm done. Rogue One.
I think Rogue One is extremely underrated in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things. I think some people will give it some crap, but it's really good. Like if you look at the sequels, you can see this was the best new movie to come out among the sequels and Han Solo, because God knows Solo was garbage, but
Jesus.
Yeah.
freaking
That movie was pretty
Rogue
bad.
One is really good. Like looking back on everything that happened, had some hilarity in it and stuff like that. It was really solid. It was a really good movie. Uh, Me personally, the only reason that I wouldn't personally say it was up there, it's like to me, it's a little bit short because that movie is carried by the idea of Fourth Hope. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's a better prequel than the prequels, low key, to me.
Yeah, I'm
But
not mad at that.
I'd still put it up there. If I wasn't gonna say the one I'm gonna say, I'd probably say Rogue One too, honestly. Uh, but the one I'm gonna say is Episode 5, which is Empire Strikes Back. Uh,
There's a whole Reddit page I don't agree with
I got him.
like
you. It's good.
it's good. Like I what can I say? Like you saw a lot of things in that movie. You saw the power of the dark side. You saw the infamous "I'm your father" scene. The freaking how strong Vader was. I mean, if you're a Vader fanboy, you're gonna like that one probably the best anyway. But like just how much five meant in the series was so good. Like there was still the escapage, good old Falcon flying. Um, Chewie and Han were good. Leia was actually pretty good. Um, like finding out that their siblings, just pure exposition. Like in five, they were just constantly dropping bombs after bombs after bombs. Like they didn't stop. Like everything that you somewhat got taught in four got like shattered in five, but it all made sense. Like it all went together. Um, like it was just an extremely powerful episode. Like I would personally say five, but I wouldn't be mad at putting Rogue One up there or Episode 3 for that matter.
Yeah.
Frank's been talking a lot. I feel like I've been talking a little too much.
Ninja
Nah.
talk.
I'm being a bit
That's all
quiet.
good.
Yeah. What did I say? Did I say A New Hope?
Yeah,
You insane.
Yeah. No, I said it earlier.
yeah. He said no.
Yeah, yeah. If you wasn't talking so damn much, you
Got
would
him.
heard me say something. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. But nah, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I'm not mad at those spots, if anything. Yeah, I'm cool with that for the most part. I think I might have to change it to Rogue. I think I like Rogue a lot. It did have a lot of aspects on it that I fucked with a lot, but shoot.
I wouldn't have been mad at your A New Hope. I mean, it was the first Star Wars movie, so
So that is true. So It's just a lot of stuff.
What say you, Shadow?
I guess I'd have to say because I'm gonna be real with y'all. After The Force Awakens, I didn't watch shit out from Star Wars.
Nasty.
That's why I've been like real quiet during a lot of this shit because we talk about a lot of things I know nothing about. I didn't watch anything after The Force Awakens. I've heard that Rogue One was very good, and while y'all were talking, I wasn't just doing nothing. I was looking up some stuff about Rogue One, and probably gonna have to go watch. I'm probably gonna watch it this weekend. But out of the ones I have seen, I'd probably have to say, just objectively, I'd have to say 3. I have to say 3 objectively out of the ones I've seen. I wanted to like The Force Awakens very much, but I just didn't. What's it called? What did they call that one? That one freaking stormtrooper that went up. I think it was against Finn near the end.
Captain Phasma.
Yeah.
Whatever
The shiny one?
Huh? No, the one with the shot little thing. They like spun. Shoot, I forgot. Hold on.
Ones that counteract the lightsaber. Those troopers that stop the lightsaber.
That's what you're talking about?
Oh, I remember what you're talking about when you grabbed that gun from him.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, TR8R, that guy. Yeah, TR8R. That. Or what do they call it? Is it? No, it ain't Captain Phasma. No, that was. Yeah, Finn versus what's it called? Yeah.
Let's call him Soldier Number 1.
Yeah, we'll call him Soldier Number 1. The spinning shock guy.
Call him Soldier 76.
Oh, that's a different game. But that's a different series entirely, different franchise. But yeah, that was funny. But I'd say objectively it was 3, just because it had the. There's just a lot of things that happen. A lot of, and since it's the conclusion of a trilogy, a lot of things had to come. A lot of storylines had to come to an end. A lot of, and then of course, there's some storylines that they never touched, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But some people that got clowned, like my dude Mace Windu. And then there's a little bit of everything for everybody, man. You got fight scenes, you got kids being murdered, you got
Damn. Kids being murdered is for some people?
Look, I don't talk about your kinks, I don't talk about theirs.
Wait.
Whoa.
I don't know. There's mean material in it. There's a little bit of something in there for everybody. I'm
Including
just
killing
saying,
kids.
I'm gonna take the high ground and say that.
Nope. Shut up.
Oh man, that mug was tragic.
The fact that was an actual. You know what? Let's take a small detour. Let's talk about that death battle real quick.
Look, man, I'm gonna just say y'all don't have a leg to stand on in this argument.
Shut up.
Wait, what's that battle?
Which one you think? Obi-Wan versus
Obi-Wan versus
Kakashi.
Hell, I don't want to talk about that nonsense, man.
You know you want to.
Facts.
No, I don't. It's a stupid death battle.
You know you like talking.
No. Stupid death battle.
Just a small detour.
I mean, on paper.
No, but it ain't on paper. It's on freaking screen.
Well, it was on paper before it was on screen.
Facts.
It's on screen.
On paper,
in reality,
it looked like a legit death battle. I was like,
It sounded good.
I could see. It sounded good.
Stupid matchup.
And then you watch it, I'm just like, huh.
How the fuck is Kakashi supposed to win some?
The fact that Obi-Wan, they gave Obi-Wan legit the power of the high ground.
Facts.
Oh no.
The power of the high ground.
They listed that he also has the high ground. I was like,
They was
shut
hella childish when
up.
they put that hoe in there. I was
Ooh.
like, they're out of line. But man, that death battle was real,
One-sided.
real one-sided. I
A
mean,
waste of time.
Then just
Yeah,
be like, man, who is Obi-Wan squared up to? He beat Anakin. Does anybody else matter? He beat
facts,
Maul twice.
facts.
Like,
Like,
he beat freaking Grievous. Like, he has a good track record against some really strong niggas, man. Man, if you had to hop into a fight with somebody, let's just say it's you go into a fight with this dude who you know has won a bunch of fights. Actually, let me reword that. If you were about to get jumped and you could pick one person to come and help you, would you pick the guy you know wins a lot of fights, or this guy who is beaten freaking what's his name? Freaking Mike Tyson.
I'm going to do who beat Mike Tyson.
Facts. He's only had one fight, but he's beaten Mike Tyson.
Shoot, you
Fuck
beat
that
Mike
other dude.
Tyson.
Like, come on now. But
Especially Mike Tyson in the prime too, boy.
yeah, I'm gonna take that dude because he's knocking all of y'all out. Like, you won a bunch of fights, bro, but he beat Mike Tyson. It's like if you play Tekken, like, this dude has won a lot of tournaments, but he beat me.
Ha, facts.
Like, come on, man. Like,
Facts. You're not wrong about that. But yeah, man, it's hard to. What I like about that death battle, man, it's really hard to pinpoint any one thing that I just liked about it. I mean, I guess when it came to information, they did do. I mean, it's enough, but like I said, a lot of people felt like. I guess some people felt like Kakashi should have won, but me and Aaron said it at the beginning. It's like if Kakashi, if some weird way he can copy the Force, then this will be a talk. But if he can't do that, then it's like, what is he gonna do to beat him?
Woody.
That was really the deciding factor, if he could actually copy the Force.
What a stupid matchup.
Like,
What a waste of time.
that boy take is extremely hurt.
Yeah, what a way to just shit on a freaking Naruto character. Like, what?
Putting him against one of the most OP niggas in a franchise.
Facts.
That's like, oh, who would win? Freaking Ichigo or Konohamaru? Like, huh? What type of dumb matchup is this? Oh, well, they were both underlings at some point. Fuck you. What the shit?
Nah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it better than that. It gotta sound good. It has to sound good at first. Like, it has to be
Stupid.
fucking.
gotta sound
Stupid.
real good at first. Like,
It has to sound real good. Like,
It never sound good. When they said to Kakashi, for me, when they said Kakashi versus Obi-Wan, I'm like, bro, what about this is fair?
hey man, like I said, it sound good. That's what's.
Stupid. Ugh.
But yeah, I'm not mad at it. I mean, it happens.
yeah,
I've seen worse. So,
yeah,
oh
definitely.
I just watched that whole death battle. That whole was dumb.
well. Nasty.
That whole was stupid. I'm sorry. I know I'm on the back end of all this stuff, but it's like I didn't. I stopped paying attention to death battle after a while. I believe it was after the freaking Tifa Yang one, and then
Yang.
and then after Bayonetta versus Dante, I was like, you know what, fuck this series, dog.
Honestly.
Nasty. You started watching that mug a long time ago. Then
I did.
That's
that was
back
like
when
season 4 or 5.
I remember
almost.
Yang waxing freaking Tifa.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been a hard fight for you to watch.
Oh, it was terrible. Like literally, both my girls going at it. I'm like, I lose. It doesn't matter who wins. I lose. Like literally, it's like two. Like literally, my favorite character from Ruby, my favorite character I mean, really, like one of my most favorite like female characters of all time in Tifa, and they're going against each other in a death battle. Like I just lose. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then I watched Vale versus Dante again. Literal one of the best female characters of all time versus that nigga. I'm like, fuck. I lose again.
Versus that nigga.
I'm sick of it. Like,
We're doing some weird ish. Alright.
They do be doing
what I
weird
don't
stuff.
like about the death battles is like it's all this hard stuff. They're going even, and then they just fucking like at the end they're just like, all right, we're done writing. Kill the nigga. Like whoever's supposed to lose, just kill him. Like it's not even. Yeah, it looks. They're so anticlimactic in my opinion.
I feel you.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Alright, so let's get my boy Tank a little bit more excited and talk about these video games.
Oh yeah, facts.
Well, which ones are y'all favorite?
Man, in all honesty, I'm really hurt on these Battlefront games. They had so much potential to be good, but they just so bad.
And then EA.
Mm-hmm.
But
Everybody knew.
for the most facts, EA is just ugh. We ain't gonna talk about them. That's a whole different topic. But
Now they got Batman Arkham series.
oh
Well, they
man.
haven't got it yet.
But for the most part, man, I just say the old school Battlefront series. I like them a lot back in the day. I used to play them
PS2 days.
PS2 days. That's all I played.
I
For
played-
the most part.
I played that over at a friend's house the other day. I think he had it on Xbox.
Nasty.
It was on
Yeah.
360, I want to say, actually. It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. It was enjoyable to play.
That is true.
But,
Those are the ones I played.
yeah, they were enjoyable, but at the same time, sometimes you get effed off if you didn't have a Jedi.
Big
Oh,
fan.
facts. You're not wrong.
Or a Sith Lord, at least.
Facts.
Honestly,
Jedi were OP.
I didn't really play, well, I don't really remember most of the Star Wars games that I played. I do remember, like I said, I remember playing the Battlefront games. I played the most recent Battlefront game on PC. It wasn't too bad. It was kind of fun. But Heroes versus Villains is pretty cool. It's something you really have to get used to. That kind of weird, but it is fire. It is definitely fire. Let's see. I played a bit of The Force Unleashed. I didn't play a ton of it. I really wanted to get into Knights of the Old Republic because that seemed pretty fun. But as far as Star Wars goes, I am going to cheat and say Soul Calibur 4.
Damn. Oh my god.
Oh,
Man, I almost told Aaron to end this mug right now.
Alright, everybody.
That's all, folks.
I gotta cheat, man. Soul Calibur 4, man. Like,
Great cheating.
I loved playing Darth Vader and freaking Star Killer was fun as fuck, bro. Honestly, Vader was more fun than Star Killer to me. Just this inherent powerhouse, just yeah, like them wide strikes, the power strikes. You just losing health. It was amazing.
Star Killer was my favorite because no one ever. He was like real. He wasn't easy. He was like kind of technical in a game that where most people just mash buttons, and so. But at least the people I was playing with, I ain't gonna say that's the way you play that game. Don't come for my ass like that, okay?
Got him.
Got him.
Up there. Don't come for my ass. Saying people I was playing with was pressing them buttons. People online was pressing them buttons. Okay, and so Star Killer, you couldn't just press buttons. You would smooth lose your health bar if you just press buttons. So I really enjoyed that about his character. And speaking of Star Killer, I definitely say it was the Force Unleashed for me. There was one that I played that was like co-op back in the day, back in like PS2 days. But and the thing was, I never owned it. I played it at like a freaking like I would like go to this GameStop and play it
Wait,
every day.
which one did you say?
I don't know. It was like a co-op Star Wars game.
That's
And the only reason I really remember it was because what'd you say?
Was it Star Wars Clone Wars?
Shit, I don't know.
That's co-op.
But I'm gonna look it up while I'm talking. But the reason I like that game, well, I remember it, is just because, man. Speaking of them rolling things with the force field, those fucking those things were ridiculous in that game. They were just like they're just tanks.
That might have been Clone Wars.
So that they made me mad. They left an impression on me that I never forgot. But as a full package, though, I'd say the first, specifically the first Force Unleashed, not the second. The first one was
trash.
Second one was god awful. I played.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I played the demo, and I said I'm not paying money for this game. Straight up.
The demo is half the game.
Oh, for real?
You can beat that game in literally like 30 minutes.
what game are you talking about?
Force Unleashed 2.
Oh, nasty.
It's
You
bad.
can literally beat that game in 30 minutes if you take your time, maybe an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. There's no multiplayer or replayability. Like, nah, you're done. That's it.
So they was really geeking.
As beautiful as that game looked at the time, that's all it had going for it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was garbage. Like I said, from the demo, it was just like they took somehow they took the first game and made it like animations terrible, fighting terrible. Like they literally took the best parts of the first game and turned them into the worst parts of the second game. It was bad, and they're like, "Oh, but now you can have 2 lightsabers, and both of them are ass, so I don't care." So. But yeah, Force Unleashed, the first one, definitely the one in my book. I played the shit out of that game.
That's crazy. I want to say the second one is. Were they both on PS2? Because, you know, PS2 had a long ass lifespan, so maybe that might have been the one that I end up getting.
Force Unleashed 2, I don't think is on PS2.
No, I don't think Force Unleashed 2 is on PS2. I don't think. Well, the first one was on PS2? I thought I played on PS2.
Yeah.
It was. I know. I had got the game. I was real sad.
Oh, I only played it on. PS3. So.
I put it to you like this. I struggled as a child. So.
Oh, it sure did. It was.
I did.
Hey, it was on
Nasty.
everything. It was on iOS. What the heck is J2ME?
Probably some fucked up.
Oh, it's a
system.
Java platform. It was on
Java? What
Yeah,
the fuck?
That's the platform. I'm just looking at Wikipedia, dog. It was on Engage, whatever the hell that is. That's a phone thing.
Yeah, it was on the phone. Yep.
It was on the DS, the PS2, PS3, PSP, Wii, Xbox. Damn, it came out on literally everything. Is it out on like freaking like? It was out on the Mac. Fuck.
Might have been, man. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, did they put it on the toaster oven? Shit. It's just coming out for everything.
The toaster oven. Got him. What say you, Tank?
What say you?
Oh, for best game?
Mm-hmm.
Fallen Order.
Ooh.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And that game...
I heard mixed reviews about that game. So I heard mixed reviews about that game.
I think that game's better than Force Unleashed. Though I think the story for Force Unleashed is better than Fallen Order. Fallen Order is probably because it got so many mixed reviews because it was made by EA, and And the fact that that game was so buggy, that game was so glitchy. Like how good it looked, it was so glitchy, and you can low key beat that game pretty easily. There's people who say it's like Dark Souls, which the controls are literally like Dark Souls. Like you jump, you dodge around and hit a button and you kill a person, but like as far as difficulty, it's not difficult at all. You may get some few parts in that game where it's like it's a little it's like maybe you need to try that again. But like other than that, it's like it's not hard at all.
Most difficult part of the game is getting it to work correctly.
It was such a buggy mess, but when it worked, it was good. It was fun. I'm changing it. My favorite is A Force Unleashed, the first one. That as a full package, if you look at like the games in their entirety now, Force Unleashed 1 and Fallen Order. Fallen Order is a better game, but for personally, watching Starkiller's story unfold and watching, I don't even remember the guy's name. What was his name? In the Fallen Order, the first one.
I don't know.
Kel?
I couldn't tell you, fam.
I didn't play it, my dude.
Freaking, I don't even know. What was his name? Cal Kestis.
Nasty.
That
dude sound lame.
He's boring.
Yeah, he's like a vanilla. He's just vanilla ice cream. Brown paper bag.
He just sounds boring, dude. Look at his name, Cal.
Cal Kestis.
Wait, what
and
the hell?
Honestly, around him were so much more interesting characters. Like they brought in like freaking Forrest Whitaker in that game.
Nice,
Sure did.
Yeah, they did, and
That's
he was a cooler, interesting character than freaking Cal was. Like as a main character, he's boring. Like honestly, he was generic. It was like, oh, freaking, I wasn't strong enough to save my master at like 7 years old. Okay, I don't know what you were supposed to do at that age. You were just learning how to be a Jedi. Like,
facts.
okay. But like the story progression of like he meets this crew and they're like trying to rebuild the Jedi Council and like rebuild the Jedi Order, and then they realize they can't rebuild the Jedi Order because that ain't no goddamn Jedi. But like they try to unlock a way to find people with like hidden abilities and greatness or something like that, and they're like, this can't fall into the Order's hands, like, so they get rid of that information. But other than that, like watching it all, the coolest part of it was when Cal had to decide if he was going to be good or evil in a world of like when he was getting pissed off, and they only did that for like a scene, like half a cutscene of like, oh well, this is what happens if he was evil. Like other than that, like kid's boring, yo. Like his powers are boring. Like the cool thing about him is the fact that he can use like all forms of lightsaber, and that was the coolest thing about the entire game, is the fact that you can go from a single lightsaber to a double lightsaber to the double-ended lightsaber. Like
that's fine.
That was the coolest thing about the entire game, honestly. That and Sari Junda, which was the black chick in the game, who was actually like a part of the Order, like, but no, she wasn't a part of the Order. She was. They were trying to recruit her to join the Inquisitor, like, or whatever, like dark thing that Darth Vader put together himself of these gifted people he trained to be evil Jedi. But like, she was gonna recruit her to be a leader of them all, but she was like, no, I can't. Like, I can't.
She said, I can't.
She like left her Padawan to get tortured or something like that. And,
Oh, gross.
like, she had a way more interesting story than Cal did. But like, watching Star Killer was way cooler than watching Cal, even though that game came out so long ago. You know, watching him literally go from killing Jedi almost every level
Nasty.
to being a Jedi, that was like so
Facts.
cool.
My dude, I think in like it's either in the first or second hour of gameplay, you just straight up kill one of them.
Yeah,
Just kill a Jedi Master. Just to do it.
A good bit is you literally going to different planets and killing Jedi. And it's like, God dog, brother. Like, you're force choking everything. Like I said, it's like Devil May Cry meets Star Wars. Like, you do these insane things to these seemingly nothing to you enemies. Like, toss them up in the air, electrocute them, throw a chair at them, throw your lightsaber at them, throw up against the wall, pick them back up, electrocute them again, throw them again. Like, it was messed up, but it was a lot more interesting than what we got with Fallen Order.
You got a character who runs like he has to shit all the time. Y'all seen the run cycle for that dude?
I have. Like,
gross.
That
It's
game
actually gross.
That game could have been a lot better for what it was, but it was okay. You know, as a story narrative, I thought it was boring. So, Force Unleashed 1, Cal's boring.
Nasty.
You know, Force Unleashed 1.
Oh.
Fix the game, EA.
I just checked out something also. Just because I was interested when I thought about it. I wanted to see how good the Star Wars characters were in SoCal 4. Apparently, Yoda's bottom tier.
Okay.
The Apprentice.
So what are we talking about?
Soul Calibur 4, the Star Wars
Oh yeah,
characters.
Yoda's bottom tier.
Yoda's
Star
bottom
Killer was
tier.
also close to the bottom.
Star Killer was mid tier, and they have so the one I'm looking at is like top tier, upper mid, lower mid, bottom, which I'm gonna translate to top, high, mid, low, and bottom, because multiple mid tiers just sounds dumb. But they have Vader as high tier. Apparently, he is a ring out monster. Because he has, and I know that I knew he was good at ring outs for sure too. Because one of his throws is straight up the Palpatine throw, where he just picks him up and chunks him over the side. It's pretty hilarious.
Here's an issue.
Didn't he have like a move that just like walked you to the edge of the ring?
All of his most of his force moves have a lot of pushback, so it was really easy to ring out people with him.
That makes sense.
What was your question, Tank?
Yo, here's the issue I freaking have with this. They're pulling a mean. Star Wars seems to be pulling a mean Destiny, where it seems like all the lore and greatness of Star Wars ain't in the freaking shit y'all make. Like if you make a video game, why is it the fact that these cool comic books have these incredible scenes play out there, but in the actual movie or video game, half that information is not even there. It's not even mentioned. Like what? Like why? Why is it?
That's Disney's fault.
That you know how interesting this would have been if it was in a movie, like all these cool scenes and like watching like
Disney's fault.
For Siri Junda, whatever her name is, freaking be a Jedi.
Disney's fault.
Listen.
Disney's fault.
Listen.
Hell, Disney straight up cut half of the books that were freaking canon. They're just like, yeah, that's not canon anymore. Fuck y'all. So, oh, okay, bitch.
They did straight up delete.
Shit, freaking. What is it? Episode 9. Basically at the end where everybody's talking to goddamn Rey. single-handedly confirmed a lot of characters as canon, because apparently Darth Revan is officially canon from that. Ahsoka is canon from that.
Yeah.
Supposedly dead because she was in that. Uh, Apparently there were some other voices that they heard from other Jedi and stuff to let you know that they're canon, or they're like in the storyline. And it's like, well, y'all just being stupid now.
Not wrong, man. I was super confused.
But they do that a lot though. They straight up just don't put shit in the movies. I guess out of fear it would be too long, but we also don't know. Well, at least I don't. I don't know which books or comics came before or after the movies. So we don't know if they, or at least I don't know if they did the movies then did the comics, which is probably the most likely thing, or they just did comics then started to make movies. Which, you know, if they did it that way, then it's like turning a book into a movie. Obviously, you leave a bunch of shit out.
Right.
But they definitely do that a lot of things. Hey, and then first off, you ain't gonna come from Destiny like that. Hold up.
Destiny has such a good lore behind it, yet half of it's not in the game.
You are 100% correct, and it pisses me off.
But I thought they did that on purpose.
No, they're fucking retarded.
Oh,
Nah, they just probably didn't have any of it planned for the actual game, so they had to put it somewhere.
Well, Bungie finally
where is
actually has full control of fucking Destiny now. Like they were sandwiched by, I think, Activision. But now they have full control. So Bungie intends to make it a better game.
quote unquote.
hmm But shit, Destiny might as well be Star Wars, right? Anyways,
Yeah.
I have probably one more topic. If you could pick a Jedi as
To
a
be my master?
yeah,
Hey,
who would it be? And don't
Man,
fucking say
ooh.
Mace Windu.
What the
Now you can say Mace Windu.
I'm like, bro, why? Like,
That mug got real tragic. Man, if I could pick
honestly,
a Jedi,
that's easy. Easy peasy. You want to know why? Because it's Obi-Wan.
Nasty.
Big Ray.
What?
Uh,
You just say Ray?
she's everything, so she can just teach me like how to like do
Oh,
it.
hell no.
Man, my nigga cheating.
Oh
He
my
said-
god. I might have to chuck you. What the fuck?
Yeah, she's everything.
Oh my god. That's so
She's the
dumb.
Ichigo of Star Wars.
Shut up.
if
Oh
anything,
my God.
mine would probably maybe Qui-Gon Jinn for how he's thinking. His mindset is pretty cool. How he thinks.
I'll be honest.
That's the
I'm gonna give you my dumb answer first. I'm picking Leia so I can Mary Poppins my way through space with the Force.
nasty.
Shit, teach me how to do that
Yeah.
shit, bruh.
Facts.
That's my dumb
I-
answer.
I never understood that.
Like, this bitch is that strong in the Force, huh? I bet. You my teacher now, bitch. She apparently freed up Luke, so
Facts.
I mean,
Oh,
like,
more shit that we don't see.
like fuck. So you must be some type of cold. I mean, but
Yoda.
That was
Realistically,
gonna be my second answer, Yoda.
Yoda's a good teacher.
I want it to be Ray, just so she can be like, he's like, if you use the Force, I'm like,
That bitch
alright,
ain't gonna know what the hell she's telling you, bro.
it don't matter. All I need
Look, she gonna be the just do
and
this.
she kind of bad, so
Yeah, she is kind of bad.
Uh-oh. I already know where this is going. Don't say nothing. Keep on going.
Right, she is kinda bad. As a character.
And we move on.
My serious answer. I forgot his freaking name. Who?
I don't know. Go ahead, continue.
Oh my god. Shoot. I can't remember his name, but it's a guy from Yoda's race that has
Oh, the one that was crazy good at fighting?
Yes. The
I know
one
what you're
that
talking about.
the one that can use 4 lightsabers at once with his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would get him to train me. That way I could do that same shit and flex on people.
Mm-hmm. He's supposed to be like the best one out of all the Yoda races to fight, to come through.
Super legendary. But if I had to pick a more known Jedi to teach me, then I would probably pick. Actually, I probably would actually pick Leia, just to be different and annoying. Because nobody knows Leia's fighting style. Like, nobody knows what the hell she can do but Luke. You don't fuck around and be nasty as fuck. But
She's so OP that she can't. She over here handicapping herself by not doing it.
facts.
Facts.
It would have been so perfect to just, well, not by the way they did the movies. I was gonna say it would have been perfect for her to just die in space, but the way they set it up, I don't think Rey would have made it without her. So
Imagine she hits a ship. It's a dead body.
nasty.
We're coming up to coordinates. Alright, boom. What was that?
Ooh, I got one more.
Leia.
Nasty. That's that snake. 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 Actually, I actually do have one more. I found it in my head. Would you rather be Jedi, Sith, or Gray?
What the heck? What is a gray Jedi?
It is the neutral Jedi.
Yep.
I'll probably
You
be
know
the
what I
neutral.
thought of?
Ooh, I thought about this a long time ago. Let me talk. Shut up, ho.
Alright, fuck you then. Go ahead and talk.
I want to be a gray Jedi. I want to have. I don't want to be human. I want to be like a half dog, like Doggy Kruger. I want to have like a face like that, and I want to dual wield a dark lightsaber and a light lightsaber, like just all white. I don't know. I'm gonna be clean. I'm gonna be that bitch cutting. Not caring about nobody. So, oh, you bad? I'm gonna kill you. Are you doing bad?
Nasty.
Yeah.
Shit. While we're at it, tell us which one you would be and what you would look like.
Hey, yo.
Since Raha set the pace.
I always thought about that one.
I would just tell you who I'd be. I'd just be Kit Fisto, except I wouldn't get deuced up 8 seconds into a movie.
So you being light.
So
So you gonna be light side,
pretty much, yeah. I'd be light side.
keeping your.
Thought about it. Like, I mean, I'm definitely not going to be on the other side. I just definitely would.
You just want to keep your dreads.
I do want to keep my dreads. Damn straight. I want to keep my dreads.
Oh man.
Either I'm a Ahsoka species or I'm Kit Fisto species. One of the two. I need to keep the long hanging locks.
I'm done.
What say you, Tankerino?
What say you?
Sure.
Sith, what you look like?
Me.
It is I, and I am me, and I am all that will ever be and will ever has been.
Shut
Well,
up.
you're gonna be, you just gonna look like yourself, but just you're gonna be
Basically.
you're gonna be a real teddy bear. Then I'm just gonna walk up to you and touch your stomach. You never Sith Lord, motherfucker.
No, I ain't no shit.
That nigga A said he gonna walk up to you like Dooku did on Avengers, like, you are dark, but you are not Sith. Sith do not have fear, and you a scary bitch.
That's the point. I'm gonna look like
See.
a regular brother. You over here, oh hey, what up? And you're lightning and out my face.
See, I couldn't be on the light side. They too, man. They
Nah,
too much,
nobody want to be on the light side.
Facts,
can't
they
have
too soft,
sex,
bro.
Man.
Oh, they can't do that either.
They're not
Man, I'm
supposed
on
to.
the light side.
Wait, they
Boy,
can't do
hell.
They're not supposed to. They can't have sex.
Wait, you can't do what?
Oh, hold on. Never mind. I gotta change my answer now. Hey man, them kids gotta come from somewhere.
Yep, they can't have sex. Cause the Jedi are basically monks.
Monks. Yeah.
Yo,
Hence, like,
But
you
Jedi
gonna tell
Jedi
me
monastery and stuff like that.
Obi-Wan didn't fuck, like, for real? Come on now.
No, he
The
wouldn't
way that
fucking.
he was talking to them ladies all the time? Nah, bro.
he
No,
said,
Obi-Wan
Oh.
didn't fuck. He just on the low said, "I'll smash that blue kid."
What the fuck? Shut up.
That's my pick.
Like the
Oh,
baby.
man.
He be asking them ladies if they like some pound cake.
Well, you like some pound cake?
Look at that.
That's how you say it.
Let's spring the trap, head ass.
Facts. Yeah, I couldn't be on the light side. They, first of all, that's the reason why the downfall was, it was so dramatic. The wool was pulled over their eyes.
They really just need to get some.
Facts. If they was a little bit more flexible on their teachings, they wouldn't have got popped. Real tragic. Man, they had some fine alien women too. Nah, I can't.
Oh,
make
Omega
no-
effect. No, I gotta be. I'm gonna be an Anakin ass nigga.
I either gotta be gray or evil. One of the two.
I'm gonna be. I don't want to be Sith for one specific reason, because there's the rule of two. Now, in the Old Republic, there was a bunch, and they just started killing each other for power. But with the rule of two,
Oh yeah, that is supposed to be two, ain't it?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot
What's
about
the
that.
rules too?
There can only be two.
There could only be two of them.
Because if there's more, then they'll just start killing each other.
Yeah.
Because that's what they did in the past. But and it actually was Darth Revan that started that shit. It's because of him, because he used the Force and willed himself back to life or some shit.
Yeah.
That nigga. You talk about OP. Darth Revan is not Revan. I think it's Revan.
You said that black dude, right?
I don't know.
Is he black? No.
It's a
I
white
don't know.
dude.
He's an
White
OP
dude.
ass
Kinda
nigga. That's all I
lightsabers.
know.
So
Oh, gotcha,
Tryndamere is what I heard.
It's like every
He's worse than
frickin'
Tryndamere.
Star Wars freaking. It's Reddit's favorite Star Wars character.
This nigga is
Like,
Ultra Instinct Goku.
It's
damn.
It's freaking Jerry's favorite Jedi character. It's real weak. It's not weak.
Oh,
but
you
like-
know he's broken then if it's Jerry's favorite.
Oh yeah, like this is.
Gotta be broke.
Well, he
This
gonna
is-
catch these hands as these doggy Kruger's saber.
He gonna come
Yeah,
back
nah.
and give you some
Saber,
hands.
fang, fist, bam, boom.
He gonna
He
hit you
is
with
the
a
Reddit
ring.
fan fiction.
You do
He
not
gonna
want
hit
to
me with
deal with
some lightning,
Revan.
and I'm gonna block it, and then he gonna come at me, and I'm gonna bite his neck. I'm like,
And then
I'm
he's
evil.
gonna shadow clone and beat your ass. Basically.
Revan is stupid.
You do not want to mess with that dude.
Nah, I believe.
You might as well fuse Ultra Instinct Goku with Jiren and Shenron.
That's it.
What?
Yes, the power to grant his own wishes. Oh, I'm coming back to life. Bet. Meow. Stand right back up.
I don't feel like me and Dad right now. Gets back up.
Facts. Get back up, laugh at you. Nothing personal, kid. Behind him. Ah!
Nothing personal, kid.
Facts, bro. I would be a gray Jedi too. I like gray. I would either be gray or Sith. I wouldn't want to be. No, I take it back. I'll be gray. Because if I'm Sith, that means somebody's my master, which means eventually I kill him, which means eventually I get an apprentice, which means eventually they kill me. No, sir.
Or you can kill that apprentice.
No.
You could, technically.
No, I don't want to fuck with that. I'll just be gray so I can do whatever the hell I want.
Actually train him up and then beat his ass because he trash.
So
It can only be one.
So I'm gonna be a Heihachi ass nigga and throw that nigga off a cliff.
There you go.
Gross. No, I would just be gray, and then I'm gonna holla at one of them Jedi females because they, some of them low key fine, and I'll be like, hey, let's get gray.
Got him.
I know I would do some stupid ish.
Head ass.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some head and ass from the bitches.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him. I'm done.
Yes, you are, as we all are. We have reached 2 hours and wait for it. Wait. 6 minutes. Got it.
Wait, are Great Jedi even canon?
I think so. I think so.
I remember I posted a video and
They were before Disney. After Disney, I don't think they are.
Oh.
But I would still be a Grey Jedi. Fuck that shit.
I posted it. I saw a video somebody posted online where it was this guy. I think what was his name? Freddie Prinze Jr. or something like that. He posted a video. He was talking about Star Wars, and he was like, because he did voices in the Star Wars cartoon. And
Nasty.
He was like, listen. He was talking about like, listen, you these people are just mad because the franchise isn't aging with you. Star Wars is for fucking kids, and the old Star Wars was for fucking kids, and the new one is for fucking kids. He's like, I'm so sick. Like, you're just pissed off because Han Solo just gave the Millennium Falcon to a girl, right? Because Luke Skywalker's freaking Cinderella or something like that. And he's like, he can. Or whatever, he can talk to things that don't speak English and understand them.
No, I think it's canon in the new one too, because I think they count Luke as a Grey Jedi after everything is over. After he tried to kill his.
I think he's just.
I think he's just a straight up Jedi.
No, I don't think anybody mentions a Grey Jedi in any of the movies.
Of course not.
It doesn't say it.
There's a lot of shit that don't get mentioned in the movies.
Yeah, he was essentially
the Great War
Jedi.
doesn't get mentioned in the movies.
Oh, there are no Grey Jedi in canon right now. In canon, the closest thing we have to a Grey Force user is both the dark side and the light side.
That's weird.
It is weird.
Because supposedly Ahsoka is straight up a Grey Jedi. Supposedly, because she even uses white lightsabers in one of the in the 3D cartoon.
I remember that. Yeah, and she goes up against Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, that she's supposed to be a Grey Jedi. So I don't know what the deal is with that.
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck Disney, bro.
It's
Just kidding. Don't hit me.
It's still canon. They just not gonna say nothing.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's canon, and if it's not canon, I'm gonna be like, yeah, it is. I say, fuck you.
Ultimate cop out.
For this conversation, it's
it is.
canon. Fuck that shit.
Talk to him.
But all right. So now we're at 2 minutes and 20. No, that's wrong.
2 minutes. God damn.
I'll finish you in 2 minutes. No, I'm gonna pause. But 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 30 seconds. So it's about time to wrap this mug up.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
So I think our next topic will be straight up cartoons, yeah?
Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon,
Just-
all of them.
Yeah, we can.
We do cartoons.
Just straight all of them.
We do cartoons. I got a lot. Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly,
gotta watch
I might be quiet on that one. Actually.
On cartoons?
Oh,
Wow.
you might be quiet, head ass.
Hey Houston, shut your bitch ass up.
Well, I love that part.
Hey, shut your bitch
I got
ass
a lot
up
to say,
for I.
and I can guarantee you a lot of it won't be positive. So stay tuned.
Oh Lord, we about to turn up. I might extend that one specifically because cartoons got a lot of content.
Oh
I
yeah.
might have to hit AJ with a Wild Rising 1-2.
With who?
I don't know.
Depending on who it's with, it don't beat a whole lot.
Right?
Yeah.
Cass? I don't know.
I mean, Kaz will want you with Twin Pistons.
I bet.
You want that
Get
big
launched. Big thump.
But think though, hit the do ya head
Like,
ass.
bro, you play cons auto here, da 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 da. If I don't hear at least 4 of those in a row, you trash.
Got
I
him.
like Jins.
Duck,
Duck,
duck.
duck.
I'm telling you,
telling
bro.
you to
I keep
duck.
I'm facts, bro. He's telling you what to do against this move. You better duck, duck. Like, come on, bro. These niggas don't understand here. How did I do with electric? Do you listen to Jen?
Facts.
All right. Any closing thoughts?
Boycott EA.
Facts.
Facts.
EA stopped buying everything because you low key can't afford it.
Facts.
And please, by all means, we need more rollback netcode. That's all I'm gonna say. There you go.
Bet.
Also, let's start to look into more of that Star Wars open world game that they kind of just let fly and stopped working on because that was kind of low key cool.
Facts.
Bro,
Might
you
as
know
well
how
give
many
up on that,
games
man.
where I've seen, like, if you take a piece of that, you take a piece, like, if you take No Man's Sky and you take, like, I don't know where the combat would come from. You could take, like, any freaking character action. Oh fuck, I just used character action. Anyway, any, like, your Bayonetta type game, and then you take, like, the storyline of shit. I don't know. Pick a game.
Storyline at all ever?
Yeah, make a storyline, bro. You know how clean that would be. You have freaking.
Oh yeah, No Man's Sky. Yeah.
Man, this is what you need to do. Just take the easy way out and make a Star Wars Warriors game.
Ooh, that whole be
You
fire.
could.
It'd be
could.
so
Just-
easy, and you could put everybody in there.
You'll get my money.
Facts.
You
You
put
got a
Ahsoka,
guaranteed
Mace
$60 right
Windu.
there.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, damn dog. They really would just take all my money.
Hell yeah, bro. It's so
Dynasty
simple.
Warriors Star Wars game. Facts. I'll buy that whole quick.
And then throw in some Ace Combat style space combat, or some Star Fox style
real with
space
you.
combat.
This is starting to sound like just a better Battlefront.
Facts, bro.
I mean, that's what it is.
It's really what it
That's
is.
what it is. It's like you said, man. Battlefront had the right idea. They were on to something. They just
The execution wasn't
they
there.
just didn't do it.
How is it that a game that came out umpteen something years ago, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront for the PSP, also Renegade Squadron, was better than the Star Wars Battlefront games that we got now is beyond me.
Because
It's
EA.
called,
Bro, it's
called
just like-
money.
Oh
It's
man,
called
I could,
money.
we
Maybe
could have
what
a
I'm
whole. We could have a whole nother topic.
We
We could have a
could.
whole nother 2 hours on this topic right here.
Yeah.
Facts.
So you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna save that. We
Yeah.
can talk about video games and retro versus. You know
Shit,
what,
we about to
man?
come. We about to come back to video
Shit,
games
man.
soon too. We got so many topics.
Oh yeah, retro video games versus the new age.
Just
Facts.
video games, bruh. Like, just.
Video game.
But
Boy.
we gotta get through. We gotta get through the types first. You know what I'm saying? Before we hit that one.
Also, we gotta get our other topics.
Facts. We got quite a few topics that we can do. But we can just go off top now. We got. Let me tell y'all what we got lined up. Low key. We got this cartoon one coming up. That's gonna be the next one. We've got
League of Legends.
video. We got straight up video games lined up. League of Legends is lined up. We've got
That's
different
pretty
game
good.
types. We've got shooting games lined up. We've got MMOs lined up. We've got we probably gonna do a game
MOBA.
company one lined up. We might specifically delve into Square Enix. We got games as movies lined up.
Oh
Man,
man, that Square Enix one's probably gonna take about 15 years to come out.
got him.
Oh, man.
The disrespect. Man, yeah, we got a lot of stuff lined up for you. So my closer remarks here is, hey, like, listen, man. Let me tell you something right here, Tank Voice. COVID is still out there.
Big facts.
I wash your damn hands, bro.
Preach.
I can't count how many times I'll be using the bathroom and somebody comes in, uses the bathroom, walks straight the hell out. I'm like, what the man? Wash your damn hands. Sanitize your hands. Wear a mask. It's not gonna hurt you. It's supposed to help you. Like, man.
Imagine that imagine that saying "wear a mask" during a pandemic is a political opinion. That's all I gotta say on the topic. I'm done. That's it.
Big
That's it.
facts,
Cut
man.
shit.
People just be doing it stupid-ish, man. Like, if you stay away from these large gatherings. I don't know why people are going to that. And if you do, you need to be hitting that SD, man. Social distancing. Social distancing.
Yeah, pick up Mid. Social distancing the character.
Smash Voice. That's lined up too.
Smash it.
We're gonna talk about that one though.
And we're gonna talk about shit.
But yeah.
Oh, shit.
And last but not least, a word from our sponsors. Us. Water.
Water. Amen.
Drink it.
Water.
Water.
Drink it. It's good for you. Keeps you alive.
Facts.
You're made with it.
Water.
Also sponsored by Air.
Air. Breathe.
Breathe.
Inhale.
Through a mask.
See,
Sometimes.
See, watch this. Boy.
Sometimes, unless you're around to fart, cigarette smoke. Wouldn't nobody would blame you if you just kind of held your breath for a few seconds. and walked on
Facts.
by.
Shout outs to your lungs and your olfactory senses.
You know what, bro? This episode of Technical Talks is sponsored by Lungs. We need you.
Alright, I'm cutting this bitch off. Live